Hey guys, we usually start this off a certain way. Of course, y'all know I'm Cody and this is Tam. But we've had a couple of rough moments today. It's been difficult, especially the latter part of the day. We've had some good conversation in the middle of all of that, but I'm irritated with her. She's irritated with me, and we're just trying to work past that, and it just happened to come to a head before we press record. So didn't necessarily want to turn on the transparent couch to be fake. So we just decided to start this exactly how we feel in the moment. So I can kick it to you from here.
Cody's right. I'm aggravated right now. He's aggravated. But we told y'all from the beginning that we were going to be honest with y'all. We were going to be transparent. And it would be very fake of us to get here and smile when we're not smiling right now.
Right.
And so, with that being said, we prayed. We just prayed. And so I believe God is going to have his way as we talk through this video. But as you guys can see in the title, we're talking about feeling disrespected. And this has been a touchy situation because we've been addressing this more heavily the past maybe 5 or 6 months. It's been a topic of conversation at least once or twice a month. So I guess it's just the area where God has us growing in our marriage and stretching in our marriage. But the basis of our conversation today that we did have that I do feel was productive was a conversation about me explaining to Cody that I'm not his enemy, that I am his ally, that we are in this together. We're on the same team. And the reason I brought that up is because I often feel like Cody interacts with me as if I'm just an outsider, not so much in this with him. And we've had this conversation before. I feel like Holy Spirit kind of downloaded this in my mind today when we were talking, because he was explaining about how when I express things to him or explain, like ask him questions, or if I want to talk about something that bothered me or anything like that, he feels attacked. And I was like, I don't think you should look at it from that perspective of saying you feel attacked. I told him, I said, basically, I'm not here to attack you. I'm holding you accountable to the things you said that you wanted to do. I'm holding you accountable. But not only that, when I'm expressing how I feel, me expressing how I feel about something shouldn't make you feel attacked. And then when we continue to talk about it, it kind of came down to the fact that I'm seeing more, like I told him, I said, I don't feel like I'm in your camp. I feel like I'm an outsider. I feel like I'm not in the same tribe as you. Like I'm someone coming from, and I said, the reason why you feel defensive or attacked, or you feel like I'm coming against you, is because you don't operate with me in your camp anyway. It's like Cody operates in his bubble, and then and I told him, I said, I feel like you reach out to me to assist you with things that you're not comfortable with, or reach out to me for just a moment or something, and then it's like shoe fly, don't bother me again. And I told him, I was like, there are ways that you can invite me in. I said, but if you operate as if I'm not a part of your camp, then of course, every time I open my mouth, you're going to feel defensive or feel attacked because I'm not in your team. That's what I was explaining to him. And I'll let you speak on what kind of revelation you got. But that's basically what I was saying.
What I got a download of while she was talking to me about that is, like, for just to be transparent, today, the situation today is what brought it to a head. So y'all that came over from the Laugh and Grow channel probably saw her Judge Judy video, which is hilarious, by the way. That's a video that, because of issues with putting off a client video that I got to be accountable for, I put it off. That's on me. I didn't get to edit this video until day of, like when it's supposed to go up. And I think it was around, if I remember correctly, it was like 5:00. It was like very close to 5 o'clock on the dot, or it might have been a little earlier. But Tam was like, "Hey, do you think it's going to be done by 6 initially?" And I was like, "Yeah." I looked at the time. I thought I had enough time. She was like, "Well, I'll give it, 6:15, just like 15-minute grace period or whatever." And I was like, "Okay," because I thought I was going to be done. Well, getting into motive editing, lost in it, lost track of time. And then all of a sudden, Tam was like, so I guess it's not 6:15. And I look up and it's 6:13. And I'm not done. And instead of noticing, hey, bro, like you told her 6:15, so you can't be upset if she's upset that you're not done when you said you were going to be done. I think anybody, this ain't just husband and wife, this is friendship, this is client, this is anybody. If you tell them a certain time and they need it up by that time, and I said, hey, it's going to be up by this time, and it wasn't. And there was no, oh my God, like, I'm sorry, I missed the deadline. It was, I lost track of time. And instead of taking accountability, I felt attacked because in my head, I was like, I've been sitting here since I got home working on this video. You should be appreciative of the fact that I've been sitting here since I got off work working on this video. Instead of, hey, bro, it's okay if she's upset because you said 6:15. Not, she said, I need about 6:15, get it done, and walked away. Like, we don't have that relationship. But she asked me, I said yes, and then I missed the deadline. I can't be mad that the expectations weren't met. So I said all of that to bring it context and say, in my head, I was like, you should be appreciative of me, and felt offended. And that's where the attack comes from. You should get over the fact that your video is supposed to be up at a certain time and you should be appreciative of me. And that's inconsiderate. It's almost like my thought process is like, okay, if we're on the same team, then you should know me then. You should know me the best. We're on the same team. So yeah, we both had different revelations in the moment, but I think we came to the same conclusion that we need to, like you said anyway, in the van, communicate the small things.
That was the point I was going to bring up, was that he asked me, he said, how do I invite you in? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And so I gave several examples, me being the teacher that I am. Actually, my friend and I today were discussing how communication is so much more than just having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about communicating the small things. It's about talking about the small things. Simply acknowledging, bringing each other into the know of what's going on in your mind. And so what I told Cody, I said, a simple way that you could have invited me into that moment was to say, babe, I know I told you 6 o'clock was good, but I'm realizing now that it's a lot more than I thought. So it'll be a little bit longer than I anticipated. Simple communication. Simple statement, but it carries so much more weight than the, well, I just lost track of time. And then from there, having an attitude because I'm correcting you, saying, well, why would you say yes if you knew, like, you know, you told me 6:15, and the reason why it was an issue was because on my channel, I have membership. And so one of the perks is that they get early access, or they get an early knowing of when I'm going to drop videos. If it's the day of and he's editing, if I ask him ahead of time, I say, babe, what time do you think? And I always try to give grace and more room, because originally he said 6. I said, well, let's do 6:15 just in case. Just in case a fluke happens. And so when I post and I tell them 6:15, and then now it's 6:13 and there's nothing there, now I have to go back and backtrack. And that makes me look like I'm not credible. And so all of those things come into play. And so, yes, I was upset because I'm like, well, you didn't even say anything. Like, what? You didn't even communicate, you know? And so I told him that's just a simple way to bring me into the knowing. Even if you didn't say it all peachy and, babe, I'm so sorry. If you just like, babe, you know what? My bad. Like, I lost track of time. I really honestly thought I would be done, but it's looking like I won't be. I can swallow that. What I can't do is the lack of accountability and the throwing blame. Because I am a realist through and through. Like, I'm very literal. I like to be directed to the point, and I keep it. I will call people out on the fakeness. I call myself to the carpet all the time. Like, now, Tam, you should have did that.
I mean, you somewhat did that last night when I was in the wrong, and I apologized to you, and you turned around and was like, well, babe, I'm sorry too.
Yeah.
Even when I was the main one in the wrong, you still apologized to me.
I don't even remember what happened yesterday. But as you can see, we've been at each other all week. And I think that's why you see me. I'm fighting back the tears that I really want to cry, because I don't really want to be crying on camera. But I'm sure whoever's watching has seen me a little emotional and some tears falling because this has been us all week long. And y'all, Cody is my best friend. Like, this is my best friend. And I do not like being at odds with him. With everything that we have going on, and as hard as the both of us work, you know, Cody works really hard, I work really hard, and we're doing so much to keep our family together. I feel like the more we're fighting to keep our family together, the more it feels like it's falling apart. And I will not allow the enemy to come in and to divide and conquer our family. But I think there's freedom and deliverance in our transparency. And so that is why we are putting this out here for people to watch. Because at the end of the day, not you burping next to me. Oh!
I didn't know it was going to stink. Sorry.
Do you smell it?
No, I don't.
Oh my God. If y'all could smell this, it smells like old bologna and ashes. Oh my God.
I don't even remember where you.
I remember what I was thinking.
Okay.
I'm not going to allow the enemy and his devices to conquer our family. And so that is why this has been emotional for me. And so we wanted to get on here. We want to have this moment. And I guess the basis and the gist of this video is to be open with y'all about where we are. And basically to explain to y'all that it's important that you invite your spouse into these moments. Invite them in. Don't treat them like your enemy. We are allies. We're in this together. Give yourself grace to explore that, but also listen to your spouse. Don't dismiss their feelings. Listen to what they're saying. If they're saying this hurt my feelings, even if you didn't mean to, it doesn't change the fact that you hurt their feelings. Right. Just because you didn't intend to hurt their feelings does not take away the fact that their feelings were hurt. And just because their feelings were hurt doesn't mean that you're a villain. It just means that you did something to hurt their feelings. And it's okay to say, you know what? I'm sorry, babe. I did not intend it that way. And just because they're expressing that that you hurt their feelings, it doesn't mean that they're attacking you. They're just telling you how they feel. My feelings should not offend you in a way that you feel like you're being attacked. My feelings should be able to be expressed. His feelings should be able to be expressed without me being offended by his feelings, and vice versa.
Anyway, we hope you guys got something out of this video. Thank you guys for watching this long. I'm not sure how many minutes we've recorded from here, but definitely want to thank y'all for watching to the end. Of course, like the video if you like content like this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Of course, check out the vlog from Sunday and the other vlogs before it. I think they're really cool and they're really fun. I think our family is hilarious, and we've had some good moments in all of those videos. So
make sure you guys comment below and let us know what other types of topics you want us to discuss.
Yes.
And also remember, on the transparent couch, it's not about where you're sitting,
but who's sitting with you.
All right, guys. See you in the next video.